Hello, I'm Eric. This is my spine and trunk Yellowdig. The muscle that I chose is the spinalis thoracis. It belongs to the spinalis, which is part of the erector spinae group, which consists of the spinalis, iliocostalis, and longissimus. It's the innermost of those three muscles, and all of them contribute heavily to posture and sitting upright like this. Unilaterally, the action is side bending to the same side. So like this would be an example of a unilateral action of that muscle. And then bilaterally, it does extension. So like this. It originates on the spinous processes of the lower thoracic and upper lumbar vertebrae, and then it inserts on the spinous processes of the upper thoracic vertebrae, and it's innervated by the dorsal rami. To stretch or lengthen this muscle, you would perform flexion. So it's hard because I'm standing up, but you would go like this, feel it in your lower back, flexion, and then to contract or shorten it, you would perform extension. So again, like this, or you could do it as far back as that. If you wanted to strengthen the muscle, you would do extension against gravity. You could hold a weight. So sort of pretend that I'm on a platform. You'd have your feet back here, and you could hold a weight like this and do extension like that. That would shorten and strengthen the muscle. For posture, three things that I learned. For the first one, I said neutral alignment was very important. In order to avoid sort of overbearing some joints and muscles, you need to distribute your weight evenly, maintain, neutral line. You want to pretend like there's a line going through you. You won't want your pelvis to be in alignment. The other one I said was to have a strong base and a well-aligned center of gravity. So that usually means having feet at a shoulder width. Yeah. Having a weak base, standing with your feet too close together, or it can make you off balance and distribute your weight unevenly and can lead to muscle strains and injury. So your center of gravity is usually around pelvis area. You want that to be in a proper alignment to avoid injury and fatigue. And the last important thing I learned about posture is that it's not about, people will say like keep your back straight. It's not about having a straight back, because your lumbar and cervical regions of your spine have a lordotic curve, and the thoracic region has, which is inward, and then the thoracic region has a kyphotic outward curve. To demonstrate proper posture, you want to stand tall, and like I said, you want to imagine there's a string from the ceiling to the bottom of like in between your feet, going all the way up through your center line to the ceiling. Your feet, you want to stand feet shoulder width apart to ensure a strong base and make sure that your weight is evenly distributed. You want your knees not to be locked out, not too much extension, and with like a slight activation of your gluteal muscles as well. So to avoid improper posture, you want to have your knees soft and engage your gluteals slightly. For your pelvis, you also want to tuck slightly to avoid excessive lower back arch. Your shoulders, you want to roll them up, back, and down, and then relax them slightly so they're away from your ears. This will also open up your chest a lot and make sure that your shoulders are in proper alignment. Your chin, you want to keep it slightly tucked and your ears over your shoulders. So like that. And then, yeah, okay, so 3 muscles to engage for better alignment. The first one I said is the transverse abdominis. If you contract it slightly, which would mean pulling your belly button toward your spine, this would help to stabilize the lower back and your pelvis and ensure proper posture. So even just slightly contracting this a little bit will help stabilize the area. For the second muscle, I said the gluteus maximus. You want to engage it slightly to prevent pelvic tilt and support the spine. So just like I said before, you want to just slightly engage the gluteal muscles to ensure proper posture. And then the third one I said was the lower trapezius. You want to just like I said before, you want to draw your shoulders down and together. So like this. This will help to open up the chest and improve shoulder alignment. And for the last one, what was your favorite thing about kinesiology? I don't know. I really like the class. I'm passionate about being active and movements, and I love to play sports. So it was cool to learn about all the muscles and think about different ways that you could use them in the sports that you play and lifting weights and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed being in class. I enjoyed all the activities that we did, like standing up and doing the posture stuff on the wall was pretty cool, pretty interesting. I enjoyed the Kahoots. I haven't done a Kahoot since I was like 17 years old, so that was really fun. Yeah, I would say those are my favorite things. And give an example of how I've used my knowledge. It was a little while ago at this point. In my practice, I went like this, and I hurt something in my knee, and I heard a pop, and honestly, it still kind of hurts. But I think through my experience and knowledge, I'm pretty confident that it was a popliteus injury, because I've been able to, over time, sort of do certain movements and stretches and stuff like that, and by seeing which movements and stretches give pain, or which ones that I have pain with, and which ones that I'm able to do with full range of motion without pain, it's helped me to sort of process of elimination and eliminate certain muscles, and I'm pretty certain that I hurt my popliteus when I was doing that. So that was pretty cool. I got to apply my knowledge in a real world setting, and yeah.